Hey my people, how you doing? I hope you're having a damn good day. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're doing something very special. That's right, the 2023 NBA Finals, Miami Heat versus the Denver Nuggets, and why I think the Heat are going to win this, and my boy Jimmy Butler is about to get his first ring in his career. First up, off the bat, we're going to be making some changes. Of course, Tyler Hero, at this moment of recording, I thought he would be back for the full finals. Of course, at this time of recording, there's two games that have been played, series split 1-1, but nonetheless, Tyler Hero, he's going to play all of these games that you're going to see here, but I had to make some changes. Defensively, Bam had to be on Nikola Jokic. Defensively, Jimmy Butler had to be on the likes of Jamal Murray. It made the most sense, and that was before those changes were even made for Game 2, so I'd just like to say, I know ball. But ahead of Game 1, big game here. Of course, we're starting likes of Vincent Strus, Butler, Martin, and Bam Adebayo versus their all-star team lineup. And early on in this one, well, Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets, they were quite a dominant force on the offensive glass. I mean, it is going to happen when you play just Bam as your big guy, because Caleb Martin is more or less a small forward / a 2-guard. So, yeah, early on in this one, it was very much the Denver Nuggets, but, you know, the likes of Kevin Love off the bench, he was absolutely huge for me in this one. I mean, behind the arc, he was fantastic, splashing them trays. Thank you very much. But yeah, again, in terms of the starting lineup, I think, you know, Denver, they definitely have the better starting lineup. But in terms of the wits, the will, the grit to try and get the wins and make sure that the players are playing hard, I think the Miami Heat have the true advantage over everything, as Bam splashes a big tray from behind the three-point line. Yeah, the first half, it was very cagey, very nitty-gritty. Bam with the big throwdown. But yeah, the Denver Nuggets, they wouldn't let us take much of a lead, and vice versa. Of course, they did get out to the big lead early on in this first quarter, but we brought it back in the second. We're up by 5 at halftime. Kevin Love leading the way with 8 points and 9 rebounds. I was quite happy, I can't lie. We ran a lot of pick and roll action. As you saw in Game 2, if you did watch Game 2, the Heat ran a lot of pick and roll action, making sure that Jokic was involved high up and away from the rim, allowing for just a nice big fat donut in the middle there for players to run and cut and score easy layups. But yeah, back to this game though, of course 2K standards. We were up a fair amount, I mean a few points, and then Denver just caught absolute fire from beyond the arc, and oh my goodness me, it was not great. It was not great whatsoever. Reggie Jackson this time with a 3, and yeah, they made it a very close game, an unnecessarily close game. Like the Heat were always able to just make sure that they were able to score a bit more, but again, the way that the Nuggets were stroking it from beyond the arc, it was crazy. I was like, oh my goodness, they're about to go on a mad run here and damn near kill us, but they weren't able to. And great assist of the game there, if you ask me, very much so. Bam Adebayo with the dunk, Jimmy Butler with the assist. Jimmy Butler, though, he didn't have the most crazy scoring game. I mean, he was very much the facilitator. A load of these highlights are not even his. A load of these highlights, you would think Kevin Love went for 50, but Jimmy Butler was just the facilitator in this one, Game 1, making sure that, as for always, his guys are getting into the rhythm of the game, getting into the rhythm of the finals. I mean, we saw in Game 1 of the real-life finals, Caleb Martin, Max Strus, they didn't score anything, if I'm not mistaken. I think they were 0 for 17, which was crazy. Like, 2 big contributors in this Heat offense, and yeah, you can't really be having that. So Jimmy Butler did a fantastic job in this one, making sure that the boys were kept very much in the game. And yeah, just making it a nice fat lead there with about 90 seconds to go in the game. But yeah, Denver on the offensive glass were just something to behold. Like, we need to make some adjustments for Game 2. Jamal Murray making it a much closer game, 6 points with 40 seconds or so to go. 4-point game, 3, no, bang, rebound, of course. Jamal Murray gets blocked. Nikola Jokic, bang, gets it. 2-point game, 21 seconds to go in this one. Tight affair, but we had to give the ball to Jimmy Butler. His first set of highlights, yay. He would make both free throws for me. Just very happy with it. And yeah, you know, like a close game down the stretch of Game 1. Game 2, we would definitely have to make some changes because this was a bit too close for my comfort. making sure that every offensive rebound went to Jokic, and Brown with an absolute Hail Mary, and it wasn't to be, as we would take game one. The Miami Heat would take game one of the series. Fantastic scenes as the ball clangs off the back of the rim.
Very much, Jimmy. You guys had it going from long range. When that happens, how does that affect the offense?
Well, when they're making shots, it's opening the lane for us drivers. And we just want them to continue to shoot with confidence. Everybody on this team, no matter if you make it or miss it, we need you to shoot it because that's what the game tells you to do.
Keeps the floor spread, man. Thanks very much. Back to you guys.
So, I mean, Jamal Murray, 32 points, not bad. But again, he shot 28 times in scoring half of them. Not too bad. Jokic with 23 and 24. He's got to be much better if they want to win the next game, of course. As for Jimmy Butler, 26 points, 12 assists. Did a great job in being the facilitator. Bam, though, 26 and 14. Love to see it. And I mean, look at those shooting stats. 8 of 9 for Kevin Love. He was fantastic for us, as well as getting 14 points. But going into game 2, though, same starting lineup. I didn't think we needed to start Kevin Love. I thought his spark off the bench was perfect and something that we can rely on. Now, obviously, in game 2, Kevin Love ended up coming into the starting lineup, and that was a really good thing, as the Heat would win game 2. But in this one, might I say that Bam Adebayo was an absolute facilitator and a half. And going into game 2, I wanted to make sure Jimmy Butler was a lot more involved. Offensively, he needed to be a bit more aggressive with his opportunities, and he took it straight to KCP more times than not in this one, might I say. So very happy with it. From behind the arc, we were quite good early doors, and then all of a sudden something happened where the Nuggets switched on. Defensively, they switched on, and of course, getting Jokic off the offensive glass was quite a difficult assignment, to say the very least, as he would go on a mad run of his own, like literally grabbing everything and putting it back up. And then he kept them in this game in the first quarter. It could have been a lot better than what it was, but again, our misses were just so bad. Tyler Hero coming off the bench, not getting anything to go for himself. Brick, and double brick. We could have built a whole damn Trump mansion with the bricks, but Jimmy Butler making a tough shot, just like we saw in game 2. I can't remember who it was against, but he literally pulled up in their face. I think it may have been Aaron Gordon. He pulled up in their face and he hits it. And I was like, oh my goodness, he is him. It's himmy buckets. But yeah, in this one, it was a very well-rounded game, might I say. Gabe Vincent was fantastic for us. Nikola Jokic was fantastic for them. But Gabe Vincent for the Miami Heat, I don't know. Let me know down below what you might think. But I would not be mad if the Miami Heat gave Gabe Vincent a 2 or a 3 year deal, you know, for maybe 30 or 40 million. I think he is just so damn good, honestly. And I hate the idea of when the Miami Heat go on like a run or something, the commentators are like, oh yeah, you know, these undrafted players. It's like, nobody care if they're undrafted. They're doing such a good job. But back to this though, first half was not great. We clanged a lot of shots and we were down 9 to begin the third quarter, which was not great. So, you know, we had to pull our fingers out of our behinds for this one, the Miami Heat anyway. Down 10 early on, and Bam came alive in the third quarter, making sure he pulled out every bag, or every trick in his bag, to make sure that the Heat could get back into this one. Throwing down little pump fakes, up and unders, you name it, he was doing it, and he was throwing it down like a madman. Fantastic scenes, as it would only be a 1-point game, and Gabe Vincent would give us the 1-point lead. Very happy with that. And again, Jimmy Buckets facilitating, making sure that he's the leader, he's the alpha that's getting all of his dogs going.
Easy the shot, no hesitation, we're back. They're trying to come every time, all right? Set our defense up, make a play against our set D, all right? We just got to take care of it and defend without fouling, okay?
So Mike Malone, to start off the fourth quarter, he was motivating his guys, but I don't think it worked very well, as you know, Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler had something to say, as they would extend the lead to damn near 10 points, and we were just getting easy buckets off of the down screens, the pin downs, and so on, and just playing selfless basketball. I mean, there was no Jimmy Butler has to score 10 straight points. There was no Bam Adebayo's got to get monster blocks, this and the other. It was just offensively flowing, whether it was Gabe Vincent, whether it was Tyler Hero on fire. It didn't matter. Game 2 taken by the Miami Heat, a solid 14 points there. And Nikola Jokic, he went for 40. As we saw in Game 2, I think he went for 43. and they ended up losing still. And there's a weird stat out there that every time Jokic goes for like 40 plus, like the Nuggets tend to lose, which is quite crazy. So keeping everybody else quiet and Nikola Jokic busy seems to be the way, as Jimmy Butler would go for 32, 12, and 12 on 8 of 13 shooting, 2 for 3 from beyond the arc, 14 times going to the free throw line though. Gabe Vincent, great game from him. Bam, of course, a good game from him. And Kevin Love didn't produce as much in this one, but happy with the results nonetheless. And first game back in Miami, game 3, peeps. I'm not going to lie to you, it was an absolute blowout. From the get-go, I don't think Denver really knew what was happening, because my oh my, Jimmy Butler and the boys were motivated to make this a 3-0 hole for Denver to climb out of, and might I say they did. Absolute massive throwdown from Jimmy Buckets, and yeah, just a straight up 7-0 run to begin the game. Fantastic. They did bring it back a little bit, but that was the closest it would be the entire game, as yeah, the Heat just lit them up from beyond the arc. Whether it was Caleb Martin, whether it was Jimmy, whether it was whoever you want. Again, selfless, flowing basketball. Big blocks there from Gabe Vincent on the 6'10". I forget his name. Oh, Michael Porter Jr., my mistake. And of course, Nikola Jokic is going to get his points, but as you can see here, it's a damn near 14-point game early on in this game. Second half wasn't really much of a highlight show, as it was majority of the fourth quarter would be the scrubs playing. But yeah, we were throwing down left, right, and center. 26-point game, sorry. And yeah, just not great at all for these players. Yeah, 30-point game just to begin the second half, and as you can see there, Bam with 14, 6, and 4 at halftime. Nuggets shooting 31%, not doing well at all. Heat having 24 assists at the break, which is something damn near insane. 4 blocks as well, 6 steals. Of course, the Nuggets were not good with hanging on to the ball in the first half of this game. So yeah, again, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo doing a great job in making sure that the role players, the undrafted players, as the social media pundits love to say, they got their points and got their confidence sky high, rocketing beautifully. But Bam was just too big, too strong for Jamal Murray in that play. And yeah, as you can see here, it would be an absolute blowout and a half of game 3. Huge win. Now, just before I show you guys the rest of it, I do have the balance, the stats and stuff to a 12-minute quarter. So we ended up winning 129-75. So that's going to balloon now when you see the final stats. Yeah, 194-112. Obviously, don't look too much into that, but as you can see there, Bam with 36, Jimmy Butler with 35, Tyler Hero with 28, Strus with 25, Kyle Lowry with 20. So yeah, it wasn't the best thing. I mean, Jimmy Butler almost recording a quadruple double, two steals away from doing that. Great shooting stats, 12 of 17, Bam Adebayo 15 of 18. Again, yeah, just fantastic. Jamal Murray going for 37, Jokic with 22, 18, and 10, but it wasn't good enough for them to come anywhere near the Miami Heat. So of course, at this moment in time, the Heat are 3-0. We saw what happened in the last series against the Boston, I know you said the Boston Wizards, the Boston Celtics, where they almost choked that 3-0 lead. But we'd have to see here in this game, the decisive game, and Jimmy Butler making sure that Caleb Martin is going. I honestly still believe that if Caleb Martin can get going, the Heat would absolutely dominate the Denver Nuggets. I know the Nuggets have the unstoppable big man, but if you get Caleb Martin going from beyond the arc, it's going to force him out to the perimeter a lot more, and therefore he's heavily exposed. So just my 5 cents to add into the real life NBA Finals happening. But back into this one, Tyler Hero going coast to coast, nice assist from Jimmy Buckets. And this one was mainly about Tyler Hero. He went supernova from beyond the arc in the first quarter, maybe even this first half. He was really good, and to end off that second half up by 12 or something. But again, Tyler Hero making sure he was scoring at will. Nobody on Denver could stop him. And great 3 there from Nikola Jokic. And yeah, there we go. They're putting together a little 12-4 run here from the Nuggets. to get them back in this one. And it made the game a bit more interesting because, like, not gonna lie, when I was playing this, I was like, the last thing I really want is a game 3, because to be honest, game 3 was not fun for me. It was like, yeah, we're scoring at will, we're doing everything possible, it's great, this, that, and the other, but you know, it wasn't that nice. As Jimmy Butler throws it down for a 19-point game at halftime. Jimmy Butler with 11, 5, and 6 to end off the first half. Nikola Jokic 16 and 6, not bad at halftime. And as you can see, the stats at halftime, at least for the Nuggets, were a lot better than the last game. So yeah, not too bad there. We are dominating, and when I say we, I mean the Miami Heat. I'm trying to remain partial here. I genuinely don't mind if the Nuggets or the Heat win in real life, of course. Happy for Jokic, but I kind of want Jimmy Butler to win this ring. Not going to lie to you peeps. Jimmy Butler's my boy. Anyways, Gabe Vincent from behind the arc makes it a damn near 9-point game. Can't do maths, as the Nuggets went on a bit of a run in the third quarter, and again, the offensive glass was their best friend. It was not the Miami Heat's, but you know what was? Bam Adebayo rolling to the rim, making sure that those high pick and rolls were cost effective and not very effective for the Nuggets defense. Great assist though. We've just seen it in the game, and State Farm gave it the assist of the game for Tyler Hero's assist to Bam Adebayo. Now, it's only a 7-point game or so, and Jimmy Bucket's coming alive. He wants to secure this game. He doesn't want to go back to Denver for game 5. And Nikola Jokic, he's having his say in this one, as he would absolutely tumble everybody to the rim, making sure that it remained a close game. But Jimmy Buckets was not to be denied, with just over 5 minutes or so to go in this one. Gabe Vincent fade away, leaning tower, jump shot, whatever. Jimmy Butler's there to put back the rebound. Contavious Caldwell-Pope, big time 3, but it's a 10-point game late on in this one, and Michael Porter Jr. trying to will his team back into it. Nikola Jokic, of course, he put in an absolute admirable performance. I mean, LeBron James in, 2017, I know they got swept, but he put in an insane performance every one of those games, and they still ended up losing. But I felt the same way for Jokic as the time runs down for Game 4 and the final game of the NBA Finals. So, quite happy with that. The Miami Heat would win. Like I say, why the Miami Heat will win? I think they just have all the key fundamental aspects in bettering the Denver Nuggets in this one. So, yep, that would be that. Happy scenes. Excuse the bird from outside. It's damn near squawking. But we're partying in the Miami Heat center. Anyway, that would be that. Game, set, match. A 4-0 sweep. Of course, it's not going to happen like that in real life. I think Heat in 6. But Caleb Barton lifts the Larry O'Brien trophy. I love how Jimmy Butler's hair is just reverted back to how it was. But Jimmy Butler getting the Finals MVP award. Things you love to see. And just happy with that. Tyler Hero going for 42 in this one. Jimmy Butler going for a massive triple-double, 34, 16, and 22. Bam Adebayo 23 and 24 as well, almost recording a triple-double. Kyle Lowry going scoreless, of course. Jokic almost going for 50 and 19. But yeah, that would be that, guys. So smash the like button down below if you enjoyed this. Subscribe if you are new to the channel, and that would be how I would see the Miami Heat winning the NBA Finals in 2023. Until the next time, stay gaming, bros, and I hope you have a damn great day.